George Pickens, sensational ball game. 9 receptions, 168 yards, touchdown. Was hurdling people, was talking trash, stiff arming people. Absolutely sensational. Y'all said last week you need to pay the man. Well, shoot, you need to pay him now.
Still ain't paid him. What the fuck is wrong with these niggas, bro? Pay the nigga. At least put something out in the media where you offered some money to Mullah and fucking Pickens. To say at least you tried. What are we sitting back waiting to fucking for this nigga to explode, pause, and fucking request top not the CD Lamb type of bread? You gotta understand, bro. This man has 6 touchdowns in 6 games. I did my research. This nigga's tied for first place receiving touchdowns this year. Him and Amara St. Brown from the Lions. Them niggas is tied for fucking touchdowns. That's crazy. If he stay at this pace, that's 17 touchdowns. Of course, CD gonna come back. They're gonna spread the ball more, whatever. But the man deserves to get paid already. I don't know if y'all need to see any more. I don't need to see nothing else more, bro. Go ahead and pay him now. Shit is crazy.
I don't want to play. I want to let Twan and Noah go, but to play a little devil advocate. Yeah, he's been great, but the one reason why I would hesitate, which by the way, Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office, they don't get the benefit of the doubt of hesitating because they've done that for years. I'm talking about if this was like a neutral organization. A reason why I wouldn't pay George Pickens is right now he's on his best behavior. You don't see the bullshit that he's doing last year because he's trying to get paid. Once you give him the money, that's when you enable him. That'd be the one reason why. And the Cowboy star, that's already gonna do something else to his head. So that's the one reason why I'd, think twice. But again, Jerry Jones and this Cowboys front office, they don't deserve the benefit of the doubt because, well, they've been waiting for years and they've gone out and having to spend ridiculous bread. They waited on Zeke and paid him money he shouldn't have got it. They waited on Dak. Dak's making $60 million a year. I'm sorry, that's overpaid. They waited on CD Lamb, and I don't think CD Lamb is overpaid, but they're paid him more than what they, you know. And honestly, I feel like Michael Parsons is still a Cowboys player if they decided to be aggressive in trying to re-sign him early instead of trying to wait it out to a point where it was stalemate. So, but keep going, Twan, as I was saying.
I would just refer to everyone to go to our most viral clip on TikTok with my guy Inman, man. Um, I said it. Pickens needs to be number one. That was one of the most viral statements I made, brother. I see it. I know this team. I know what Dax needs. It's not a flamboyant, arrogant, pretty, finessing. Get all that cute shit the fuck on. That's the problem with this nigga. He want to walk around all slow with his little bow leg and shit. Like, niggas got to stop. Niggas have to stop with all that, bro. Get out there and ball. But I tell you what, I know he's on that sideline hoping and praying that he gets back as soon as possible. Because it's going to be a stir up in Dallas. I'm going to tell you that now. The type of player Pickens is, he's not going to be okay with just moving back to where he was at. Because he's not going to get the shine like he is now. That's going to be a problem, especially if he comes back and they still losing and his production goes down. That's going to open that gate up. So you better watch out and watch how they play this real closely. But Pickens, man, he's a dog. He's one of those AJ Brown, Tennessee AJ Browns, where he's a dog on any given Sunday. He don't care who's in front of him. He's gonna ball. CD's not. He don't have the animal in him, and that's the problem. That's always been the problem with me. We'll just see how it goes, man. I know they're not paying them. They're not going to even talk about paying them this year. So that's out the question. So
They got to though,
I
Tom.
don't know. It's gonna be after all of this. They're hoping he gets back to number two and get back to less production. That's what they really.
Okay, that's what they doing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It's a game, bro. It's a game.
that shit crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. I think they should pay him early, like now. But they should. Here's the thing: the benefit of paying somebody early is this hit that you would after, like for example, Michael Parsons, right? We waited and it came to what 50 mil. It's not going to come to that type of level for a wide receiver overpay if you pay him right now. Obviously, you could say, okay, players when they get that type of money, especially with Pickens being who he was in Pittsburgh, okay, yeah, they could flop just like that. But I think he's really just trying to take a step in the right direction. I mean, obviously it's a contract year, but from what I've seen, I would pay him. But I will pay him the right amount, not overpay, not wait. Pay him early and get it done.
Mhm.
No, if you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny for him. I'll say what David Mulugeta, you know, he's a great agent. I mean, this guy has negotiated some of the craziest deals I've ever seen. I think Micah Parsons making 47 million is crazy. I think Deshaun Watson getting 230 million dollars guaranteed after everything that went down is a word beyond crazy that I don't even want to use. I mean, it's wow. This is a guy he negotiated $1 billion worth of contracts last season. That was more than every agency besides the top two agencies. Agencies.
Agency.
It's ridiculous. He's changing the game as an agent. He has all these top players, and he's gonna get George Pickens what he deserves, and we'll see. I mean, I feel like these agents. The good thing about it is these agents they look out for the best for their players. So he's not gonna have like a personal beef with Jerry Jones over some of the shit Jerry Jones said about him. He's not gonna go and hold a grudge because that's putting yourself over your client, and I don't think he's gonna do it. In fact, he said he's not gonna do that on First Take. So he was saying there's no issue that he has with Jerry Jones because that's business. I mean, you can't take things personally. You can't just say, okay, that's it. I'm not gonna deal with no cowboy, with the Cowboys ever again. It's impossible for an agent. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes down that situation. But George Pickens is balling. He gives you somebody the Cowboys, CD's a great wide receiver and he'll get separation. But CD's not a guy that if he doesn't get much separation, yeah, he's a little bit taller, lengthier, but he's not somebody that you throw deep one on one, no separation, and he can come out at the end of it. That's not really his game.
Yep.
Not saying he's a complete finesse wide receiver. I wouldn't go that far. He's not any gadget or anything like that. But he's just a different, versatile, can play in the snot. And now George Pickens is a guy 3rd and 11. Even if he doesn't get much separation, just throw him the ball and he can make a play. He can make a play 50-50, he can make a play and he gives you a very good chance. That's the sort of guy he is. So I think he's a good balance to CD. And I think them two being together will be perfect. And I think without him, this game is not as close as it is. So I think he's come in and he's done the dividends. One of the few bright spots, or no, there's been a couple bright spots this season, but one of the main bright spots is George Pickens. So, for the Cowboys, that's at least something positive